I spontaneously decided to spend a month in Rishikesh, India to become a yoga instructor. After a grueling 16-hour flight to New Delhi, I wanted to sleep since I had a 23-hour layover. I got through airport security for the 100th time. Then I made the mistake of letting the airport taxi people take me to a hotel. Of course, they overcharged me. The room I was willing to pay for was gross, and the hotel staff who helped me bring in my bags was asking me for money and for sex. I was disturbed and had trouble sleeping peacefully, and I left early in the morning, thankfully. So I got dropped off at the wrong terminal. They dropped me off at Terminal 1 for domestic flights. And I do have a domestic flight, but Air India is through Terminal 3. Arriving at the airport was a relief. This guy helped me out, and I was grateful at first.
It's much pleasure that I stay with you. I help you, and you are a guest. It's honor for us. You are visiting a place. Thank you.
Thank you. But when he texted me after, he acted like we knew each other for 10 years. I can't judge someone based on one interaction, but I let that one go. I finally made it to my destination, Rishikesh. My accommodations were at my yoga school, Pyramid Yogshala. I shared a room with 2 other students. It was tight quarters, but luckily I got along well with my roommates. It was in the jungle, which was really exciting, and the views from the room were breathtaking. India experiences mosquitoes, and I experienced the mosquitoes too, and flooding during monsoon season. The biggest culture shock for me was the different standards of cleanliness. It was very humid, which intensifies mold. The staff were really good at trying to meet everyone's needs, like getting me a new pillow. There's some things nobody could really help though, like sleeping in hot temperatures at night and frequent power outages with the Wi-Fi going out. It was worth adjusting to these unideal conditions and meeting other students from around the world who were adjusting with me. I made some really good friends there. We were provided vegan meals for the month, and I thought it was pretty good. It inspired me to be vegan myself. The city was right down the street, and it had all the amenities I needed, including organic products. Rishikesh is run down looking compared to America, but that's its style, which can be looked at as better through another lens. We're friends. Certain parts are very beautiful, more personalized to the community and local, walkable, and more spiritual. You can see that in its ashrams, temples, art, and businesses, as well as the cows walking the streets, plus the occasional donkey. That's my buddy. I learned that if I am going to enter a Hindu temple, I should take off my shoes and wash my hands as social etiquette. This is the Bhutnath temple, honoring Lord Shiva. I let someone tour me around the temple, which was helpful in learning about Hinduism. This guy made me believe we're friends and that he was helping me for free, but then he asked me for money at the end. So this is the 4th era.
Yes, fourth era
God form of Vishnu,
yeah,
who is coming to kill the negative energy.
Right.
Aside from the cultural aspects, the outdoors of Rishikesh offer many waterfalls and animals like monkeys. The city lies along the holy Ganga River, which is nice to step in. The iconic Laxman Jula Bridge can be seen in the distance over it. At dusk, they do a ceremony along it known as the Ganga Aarti. It's a ritual of worship honoring the Ganga. I also checked out some cute cafes that felt like I was entering a tropical paradise. I tried some gulab jamun at Freedom Cafe, and that was yummy. Another popular food item are dosas. All the food here is vegan and there's no bars around. They have a holistic approach to health, which I loved and could relate to. There's a bunch of souvenir shops with really cool stuff like musical instruments, which I had to have. I also bought a singing bowl. Those are used in sound healing. Buying handcrafted ones instead of machine-made ones is the way to go. You can tell which ones are which based on the imperfections of the handcrafted ones. This is one that's machine-made. Still using a high-pitched sound to open a chakra, but it's not the best quality. We used the better quality sound healing instruments in school, and they worked wonders on releasing stored traumas. begin with a welcoming ceremony known as Haven, that's meant to purify us and invoke divine blessings in us. That really started me off on a good note. To further clean our physical body, we did Shat Karma in the morning. I had no luck in sticking the rubber netty through my nose. I also learned how to breathe. Well, more like expand my life force energy from within through pranayama. We did Ashtanga in the mornings. I worked hard on memorizing the asanas for sun salutations A and B and what they're called in Sanskrit. There's 12 asanas in A and 17 asanas in B. Chaturanga Dadhasana. We'd sing the Ashtanga mantra at the beginning of class and learn other mantras. I memorized this one. I was quiet at first, but after this class and building confidence in my chanting, I really learned how to project myself. Now I say, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Anyways, I also took anatomy and alignment to help instruct others.
Yes.
Hatha yoga was tough on me, but it's good the teachers pushed us to the extent they did. I learned Surya and Chandra Namaskar. This is for Rahul, my Hatha teacher, who always picks on me, who told me to do the moon salutation on my day off. My silly side started coming out more. I'm unsure if it's because I know I suck at yoga and can't do downward dog for crap, or if it just unleashed traumas and I could feel more myself and I got comfortable. The hardest class was surprisingly meditation, because it's really difficult sitting cross-legged for a whole hour. But if you can do that, then you are a yogi, because that's all you really need to do.
Balance your Ira and Finmanad. If you do regular.
I also took philosophy of yoga, which is the most helpful class for me because I long to understand the basics of everything. Indian philosophy is good at being traditional and passing down health sciences. In the West, we are more disconnected from our bodies and the universe. Ayurveda class was a huge interest of mine too, since it's life knowledge. I went to an Ayurvedic doctor for recommendations on what to eat and such. My dominant dosha is Veda, which gave me insights on my body. We also learned Kundalini, which is a practice of awakening dormant energy in our bodies. This is where the chakras come into play. And here's an exercise known as chopping the wood to open the root chakra, and you just say lamb while doing this. The 5 elements that make up the universe also came into play in naturopathy class. We did mud therapy, but I needed some water therapy before I left India, so I decided to take a dip in the Ganga.
Okay.
I went to Rishikesh when I was 27 years old, and you know who also went here at age 27? John Lennon. The Beatles studied transcendental meditation at an ashram that's now an abandoned tourist attraction. I walked to the Beatles ashram, and here's what happened on my way. A bunch of people were just in line for a photo with me. Like all these families, like even they were setting their kids up for a picture with me, and I was smiling and posing for them. I mean, I don't mind. Makes me feel like I'm like famous or something, you know? White girls in India, I guess. This is truly a place to not miss out on if you're a Beatles fan or love eerie abandoned places. It's very unique with its meditation chambers and stonework. It cost 1,200 rupees for foreigners to go here. Some people complain that it shouldn't have an admission price, but honestly, I'd pay a lot just to see this myself. The Beatles Cafe is another add-on to this adventure that's right across the river. They go all out with their Beatles theme. I definitely felt the love and was overall very happy with the side activities I got to do here. I somehow passed the exams at the end of the course. We had a written exam and a practical exam. The students in my class, including myself, were worried about it, but I think as long as you study a lot and put in good effort, you'll pass and be a certified yoga instructor. The teachers saw the work we put in through the whole month. I liked a lot of my teachers, but I honestly had an issue with a couple of teachers liking me back, and one of them got fired due to my friend telling management about him, And management takes that type of thing very seriously here. The friend I told wasn't even in India, but he couldn't stand a yoga guru we were supposed to look up to act out of character. Other students I told were surprised to hear about it because they think of yoga gurus as these highly spiritual people, but everyone is human, and teachers breaking boundaries happens. I would still recommend this school because it was a good program overall. My peers and I were given a special closing ceremony, and we threw our flowers into the Ganga during sunset, which was a great way to end our time together. I do miss everyone, and it's hard moving on with my life without talking to them much anymore. I learned so much at this school that I'll carry with me through life forever. I want to balance my mind, body, and spirit and promote good health within myself and others, so learning yoga was essential for my growth. I think in order to succeed in yoga, I needed to know what it is that I'm ultimately aiming for in this practice. Along the way, doing yoga is overall healthy for me, spiritually or not, but spiritually, yoga aims to connect people with their soul and the universe. It got me thinking about what the soul is. It's eternal, pure, enlightened, and free, and I'll feel those qualities once connected. But there's more to yoga than just poses, like there's the 8 limbs of yoga that are meant to prepare you for higher consciousness. The 8th limb of yoga is samadhi, which is self-realization through meditation, which leads to kaivalya, freedom of self. Everyone wants meaning in life or some goal to aim for, and this gives a sense of meaning. Namaste.